Oh my goodness, I can't go live on Twitter. Oh, I gotta get a premium account now. Annoying.
They're trying to do you shiesty, fool. Hey, let's go. Let's go.
I love that song. Anyone that knows me knows that I love that song. So brief backstory on that song. That song is Green Goblin by J Mills and Chris Brown. So back when I rapped more frequently when I was in high school, I used that instrumental to make a diss track. And it was diabolical because I was real petty. See, what I did was I went on dude's Facebook, found his most embarrassing photos, put them in a slideshow, put the track as the backtracking for the slideshow, and uploaded the slideshow to YouTube. Then tagged him on Facebook with me posting the link. And yeah, I got suspended for that wasn't the track that got me suspended. I got a stern talking to, but the track that got me suspended was, they were being fearful. They said I was inciting violence. How you incite violence with a diss track? They said it was inflammatory language. Yeah, I was like, that's how diss tracks work. Like, I'm supposed to be
right.
I'm not talking about how great you are. Like.
He said a melodic diss to my oppositions. That's what they're waiting for.
Just went up there and was like, I disregard this person.
Right.
Okay. Well,
tell them vacuous. And if that's what that means, you tell them exactly why I called you that.
Hey, anyone that's joining us live on Facebook and or seeing this on YouTube, as you can see, it is not just me today. So firstly, Kyle's gonna go last because Kyle's been here before. We're gonna go with our guest. Remy, tell the people who you are. Tell them about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Remy Rose. Grew up Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and has a little trouble growing up. You know, music is what I turned to. I was writing music from a young age, 11. Before that, I played like a couple instruments. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to grow up playing like the clarinet, the flute. I used to mess with the guitar a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Trumpet. I started taking music more serious in like August of 2019, and I had a baby then too. So it was like, you know what I mean? I needed to try to strap in and try to lock in with it. You know what I'm saying? I was in all kinds of music genres too. When I grew up, I was listening to like country, pop, hip hop, rap, and like there was way more too. But you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite music moments. What happened?
I said I like that.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, Kyle.
That tour was a big opportunity too, man. I just, you know what I'm saying?
You hear that? You hear that? He got multiple genres. Love that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know that.
Hey, Kyle, tell the people about who you are.
Man, don't nobody care about me. Let's keep going. No. What's going on, y'all? As you can see, it's Kyle G, aka K Marvel. Always repping the Four Corners of Commentary. Those are my brothers, but took a little hiatus. It's been quite some time since people have seen me live. So for me, got to thank Dre because this is blowing off the dust off that lamp. You know what I'm saying? Like getting that dust off. But know me, man. Podcaster, editor, all around dad. Just man, I'm here. I'm me. I know I look tired. Don't bring it up.
He said, "I know."
I respect you. You here?
Listen. Life, brother, life. And I'm half
life
blind
life
because
is
my
for
glasses
real.
broke. Always.
Hey,
But Dre, thank you. Remy, pleasure.
So
nice to meet you too, my brother.
It's and like this is why everybody jokingly says I make friends everywhere I go, because that's like so I've known Mark Battles for a little bit. We've like followed each other on Twitter. I've gone to a bunch of his concerts. He usually lets me know when he's in town, and we've like talked offline and stuff. But his last show at the Roxy was one of the ones that like where like he had a lot of dope like artists that were performing before he went on stage, and I actually after having seen like Remy and a few others perform, I had like spoken to like just a few of them, was just like, hey, like this is what the podcast I have going on is. Like I just love getting like to tell people's like stories, and like hearing like having like made music, having been in band, having just been around music a lot of my life, I like listen to lyrics a little bit more strongly than like, you know, the casual music consumer, I'd say. And like, you know, hearing the lyrics, I was like, yo, I like what he's about. I'm gonna talk to him. And I was already talking to his uncle, and his uncle was like, yeah, was like, yeah, like I'm sure he would be down. And so like, you know, we talked, and then he said he was down. And you know, being a dad, being a new dad at that, I'm always living on an adjustable schedule. And so I did have to adjust for a little bit, and like, you know, kept getting December was very busy, and then I was like, yo, look, let's start this right. Let's do this January. Like I want you to be one of the first ones that I have at the beginning of the year. And so we were able to get this going. And like here we are.
Sir, start that new year right. That's it. Start that new year right.
So
it is.
You said you've been doing music since you were like 11?
Yeah, I just like messing around with it, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I played instruments too, and just came up with my own melodies and stuff like that. I never got into beat making, nothing like that, but I tried to get into it. It was next level for me, you know what I'm saying? I liked more like the singing and the rapping, you know what I mean? So I stuck with that mostly, but I messed around with the programs a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It'd be a good time.
What I guess like what drew you into it? Like I guess what drew you into the music?
Like I don't know, like honestly, like music just like it just was like my getaway. So I just anytime I just felt like things were going hard, or like, you know what I mean, like life was just life and for real. Like I just hopped on my headphones real quick, threw them shits on, and just vibed out, you know.
Okay.
When I go to work and stuff like that, I just throw the headphones right in, and it's just my outlet, you know what I'm saying?
I
Anything
like
crazy happen in life, I write about it sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like just all types of experience. I write about a lot of that, you know, like. And I just be listening to the lyrics, really. Just, you know, the lyrics hit different.
okay. I know artists tend to have like different like artists that like inspire them. Like I mean, even when I just do if I'm just doing like poetry, like I have certain like artists whose like lyrical structure, so to speak, like has like in like I can tell that like they're like influenced, like even if I don't notice, is like in my like writing style. Would you say that you have some certain like artists who like, you know, like you view as like inspiration, or like somebody you're like, you know what, I want to get to like that level at some point?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I, man, there's so many. Like, they're all great, to be honest with you. Like, I want to get as big as Juice WRLD one day if I could, if that's a thing. You know what I mean? He was huge. He was huge for the short time he was in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that would be phenomenal to get to that kind of level, you know?
Okay. Kyle, I think you had something.
No, so we all did some music at one point or another. Um, something you mentioned was that sometimes you use your life as inspiration for your lyrics, right? For your music, which I think that's something that majority of artists who do write their music, you know, they tend to do that, right? Whether it's a little fabricated or, you know, things are a little twisted, but either way, you know, it's like what you said, right? It's an outlet. So me being a part of a mental health podcast, a different angle. Shout out to Rodney, my co-host. What about writing and placing your emotions and your feelings on paper that releases or helps, maybe because sometimes it doesn't release, I get that, but helps you get through, like the day to day sometimes.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that's
sorry.
where do you go? I guess like when you're right, like maybe not like physically, but like I guess like what about the writing is like a catharsis for whatever problem you're going through, so to speak.
It just feels like it, like as you said too. It's not always exactly, you know what I mean. How it's just like the emotions that you feel when you're going through something, and then you just have no way to release it. You just turn to just writing lyrics, and it's just like you get that energy out. You exert that type of energy or any kind of energy related to the feeling, and it's like a vent. It really just like an open room, open window.
I like that.
And it just feels good too, because like if you can play it back at any time, you know what I mean. You're listening to the different mixes with it. You know what I mean. You get a different vibe at a different time, and it's just the lyrics can be timeless, and that's the big thing that I really want to do with music is I want to have timeless lyrics, and I want my music to just be, excuse me, classic. I want it to just live on forever. So no matter what goes on in any situation, you could bring it up, and it's what I mean. You got a relevant topic for years to come. So it's like, you know what I mean, a song that I wrote in 2016, you could play tomorrow and it'd be like your first time, you know what I mean?
That's different.
It really do.
Okay, so it's kind of like yeah. So when I think timeless like music, I think I think Juicy by Notorious Big. That like
Hmm.
I think of
Yep.
that because that song is one of those songs where like you can play it if you're skating, if you and your friends are at basketball, if you're on the treadmill, if you're just driving, and it's one of them ones where like you're you feel you feel like you're right next to him as he's describing everything that he had to like kind of like get through because like as chill and melodic as the lyrics are in that song he's talking about real struggles that he went through
Right.
and
Yeah.
but it's over a
Right.
saucy beat and so people are like oh this is such a happy song I'm like are you sure
Yeah, he's just having a good time on it though. You could just tell, it's just the
Right.
vibrations from.
Well, that's like all of these songs that have these up tempo, uh, or they are up tempo, but the meaning is like not anything happy, right? Like some people
Yeah.
about Before I Let Go. Like Before I Let Go is not a happy song. Like
No.
people don't, but it's played at weddings, it's played at birthdays, it's played at like
oh let's get married jagged edge that is not a wedding song and I'm so sick of going to weddings and people play that song
Yo.
like he said first of all,
It's that Missy Elliott work it. Like people don't understand. Like some of these songs, man.
but that's like so I'm probably a little bit older than you, and by a little bit maybe a lot, but that's like Too Close. When Too Close was on, I'm a kid singing it in a car, not knowing. And they talking about hard ards, like, like
Yo.
or
what?
Pretty Wings by Maxwell. The number of times I've seen people dedicate Pretty Wings to their significant others, and I'm like that is not
Nah,
a song.
nah, Dre, I gotta go listen to that now.
He's literally talking about like breaking up with her, like so she can be happier. That's literally that's literally what
It's just
he's doing.
diabolical. It's like who comes up with this? Like
Oh, I got one more. New edition, You're Not My Kind of Girl.
Oh yeah.
That is the nicest curve in a song. He's literally telling her. He's literally telling her uh, you're not my type, but I'm sure somewhere out there, someone is
Right.
your.
Bro, Smooth Criminal.
Right,
Like
right.
that Smooth Criminal is, I feel, the epitome of all of that. Like the ultimate one, the ultimate up tempo beats. But you talk about bloodstains on a cockpit. Like
Um,
And
so
is you okay?
exactly. Hey, so Remy, where you are at? What's the music scene like for you?
Like out here or just in
Yeah,
general?
just in general.
I mean,
But I mean, like, yeah,
music seems
where you're
alright.
at.
I mean,
Okay,
it's pretty good. I mean, oh, I'm out right now. I'm out in Connecticut, but I'm in Glastonbury. But like out where I am over there in Cape Cod, it's like it's diverse. You got a bunch of people doing different music. You know, like you got the rock, you got the pop, you got the R&B singers. You know what I mean? You got your rappers. You got people that be doing hip hop. You know, like you got a nice diversity. You know. I come out to
okay,
Connecticut often too, and like I met some people out here. I work with people out here too. So, shout out Connecticut. You know what I'm saying, Danielson.
okay.
Like I be out here.
Does 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 the so I mean we can definitely say that music in itself both is both a difficult slash opportunity type of lane where like it's not as easy to just get catapulted to stardom, but also sometimes it's just about performing the right song in the right place with the right person around. So like with that, have you ever like have you ever hit like a wall emotionally or mentally where you're like, you know what? Maybe if I jump to this genre, I'll get put on there and then I can just jump right back to hip hop. Anything like have you ever thought about like anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. I've done a few different genres. I've worked on like a rock song before. I didn't get through it too much, but I messed around with different music. I did a Spanish song at one
Mhm.
point, like all Spanish lyrics. You know what I mean? I did like I do singing sometimes, you know what I mean? I do R&B. I don't got the voice for a singer. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't no Usher. I know R. Kelly, nothing like that. But like, you know what I mean? I been messing
that's
around with
what
a
that's
little
what
bit. You know what I'm saying? You got
that's
to
what auto
mess
tune is
with the
for,
tune.
brother. That's what auto tune is for.
Exactly. Brody knows right there. He knows. Use the auto tune with it.
Listen, dude, I told you I used to be in it. That was my teenage years. I think I started at like 7 writing poetry. Did it all the way up to like 31, 32, and that was maybe 6 years ago now. So I was on it, bro. Auto tune was the way to go. Like people
No,
don't.
for real. You know, we never told no lies there.
Yeah, it's so funny, right? Especially, and you can attest to this, right? Using auto tune, and a lot of people don't know auto tune goes based off of what key you're in.
Yep.
So if you could be F, you could be B minor, you can be a C major. Like it all goes based off of your voice. So when you hear certain people and it sounds super distorted, A, yes, that's done on purpose, but B, it's because it's in the wrong key. And a lot of people feel that like a lot of people didn't know somebody like T Pain can actually sing. He just did it because that was his gimmick at the time to get in the game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I was one
And
of the
as
people that
an
didn't know
artist,
that T-Pain could actually sing until that tiny desk.
Yo, he's
right?
got he's got a beautiful voice. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He has
His cover
T
for
Pain.
Tennessee Whiskey was just unbelievable. I don't know if y'all heard that one, but oh lord,
Dude, that whole
my
album,
grandmother's
that
favorite song. God rest her
whole
soul.
that whole album was amazing.
Yes,
That entire
it was
album.
incredible.
And but he's the perfect person, and that's something that I wanted to bring up with you. Is he's one of those people that's like, he epitomizes do it yourself, DIY. You know what I mean? He epitomizes I'm going into business for myself and I'm going to succeed at this. So the fact that he has no label, he's not under any label, and he's been able to sell out arenas And now that he was never able to sell out arenas when he was signed. So for you, does it matter to you if you remain an independent artist or if you do get signed to a major label like an Atlantic, like a Def Jam, like a Motown, anything like that?
I mean, to be honest with you, I I would rather stay independent because like I've seen the sides. I've seen how it works. You know what I mean? I've been offered things before, and like it's for the long run. It really doesn't benefit you that well. I mean, in my situation, for me, I couldn't. You know what I mean? But I mean, for others, like I could see an opportunity for them. Like take it to your advantage. Take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Like my first song I ever did, it wasn't that great. I'll be honest with you. Like it really wasn't. But I've done easily, what was it, like 300,000 streams off. You know what I mean? What, 2 years or something like that? I got already sitting lovely at like a little over half a mil. You know what I mean, on streams. So it's like, you know what I mean. It's just dedication, consistency, and hard work, and you'll always make it anywhere you want to be with anything that you work at. And it could be ball, it could be driving. If you know what I mean, if you're trying to do stuff like that, it could be like merchandising. You know what I mean? It could be sales. Anything you want to do. You could be a pilot doing the same hard work, dedication, consistency. That's it. And anything you want, you can get in life.
I like that. Um, I guess like how did you develop that mindset, so to speak, or like what things happened for you that to where you kind of like came to that realization?
I mean, just like always seeing things and noticing like how things get better and better. There's different levels of things. You know what I mean? You just take that in, you absorb it, and you just got to understand that you're not stuck in anything in life. You may be stuck in the moment, but you're not stuck. You got to shake that off, and you just got to keep pushing through whatever you got to do, whatever your situation is. There's always a conquer to it. You can always overcome any obstacle, because that's the number one thing in life. You got to get over that hurdle before you get to the next level. And
I
like
like
I
that.
said, with me getting that mindset,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? I had a lot of time in isolation by myself type deal. So it's like I learned a lot when I was by myself. You don't have anybody else to like really have types of conversations with. You know what I mean? To try to unlock different levels and how to better yourself.
Okay.
So you really got to dig within yourself for it.
He said, "All me by myself." No.
That's it.
Hey, I like that though. It's it's one of them things where it's like sometimes it's not what you are going through. Oh, he's coming back. But it's not what you're going through. It's what you can get through. If that makes sense. It's like yeah. Remy's having technical difficulties, but it's okay. He told me in advance the Wi-Fi would be crazy. But anyways, it's not exactly what you are currently going through, but it's what you got through because it's like um sometimes you got to tell yourself you didn't come this far to only get this far, and that's what I tell myself
Right.
all the time, and I just keep that's what helps me like keep pushing just a little bit further, just a little bit more each time.
Yeah, it's never necessarily easy, right? I mean, for some people, they could just kind of walk through their issues. But for others, it is a real struggle. And we say this all the time,
Yep.
but it is important.
My bad.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. We were keeping the conversation warm while you were
Right,
disconnected.
right, right.
Got to keep it preheated.
Um,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you're good, man. Hey,
but
yeah. Go ahead, Kyle.
no,
Keep
sorry,
going.
I was just gonna finish up saying, it's important to make sure that that even though, and just as I'm saying this to all of you, this goes to myself also. But you're not alone. You do have people that has your back. Rodney and I on our podcast say it all the time, and I know Dre says it, and we've spoken about it off air. But if you feel like you don't have anybody, feel free to reach out to us. We're friendly people.
Hey, I appreciate y'all too for having me on here too. I appreciate
Nah,
y'all
listen,
talking.
that's all Dre. That's all that guy over there.
Listen, my mindset
Shout out to
is
Dre.
hey, look, well,
Fuck yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
shout out to Authentic Nutrition, the sponsor of this podcast. That's
Yes,
where I get all
Shout
sir.
my
out.
it's from. But
Shout out
anyways,
to them.
Pay them bills, Dre. Pay them bills.
so what I was about to say was I firmly believe that one of these episodes, someone's going to hear it, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a whole hour of an episode, or even just 30 seconds of an episode. Someone's going to hear some portion of one of these episodes. This is episode 39. So there's roughly 39 plus hours of this show. Someone's going to hear some part of it, and it's going to inspire them to change their life. And
Absolutely.
That's it.
that's what I want. But while I've got you here, Remy, I did send Remy some topics. Sorry, Kyle. I was busy at work. I'm sorry.
Ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, let me explain something to y'all. Dre's the little brother I never wanted. Okay, like I love Dre so much, but he hits me with unpreparedness like I would hit him with unpreparedness. So
Kyle is the
That's like
king
my
of the
specialty. I
yeah,
pre-prepare by being unprepared.
exactly.
Listen, man. Kyle is the king of adjusting on the fly. So I was like, you know what? He'll be fine. Okay.
I mean,
Respect to that.
only on
Respect to that.
So one thing that I have for y'all, what now see, this is me catching y'all unprepared because I did have another question, but that I didn't write down. So Remy doesn't even know this one either. If you had a song that you like, what's a song that you listen to like when you are like going through, like when you were just like going through it, that like gets you to just shift your mindset? Like, what's a song that creates a mindset shift for you?
Okay, so here's my question for you. Just to clarify.
Yeah.
What type of mindset are we talking about? Because different songs will drop you into different mindsets. So if I said Annie Up by MOP, you know what I mean? That
Hey,
means I'm ready to hit the road and be hyped. Yeah, like
Get
you
the
know
I'm
what I'm
talking
saying?
business.
about like
That's the New York anthem in me. You know what I'm saying? Like
so.
Right.
For example, for me, as much as people hate the song because it got overplayed and stuff, for me, I love "Happy" by Pharrell. That
oh, okay.
that song can pull me out of like the most depressive spot because I'll put it on and him just talking about being happy and talking about how you need to clap along if you feel it. And then there's something inspiring about when he says, "Can't nothing bring me down." And I'm like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with getting knocked down. The part where it becomes wrong is if you let you stay down. You can get knocked down,
No,
but you can't stay
exactly. Don't
down.
stay down. You can't stay
And
down
that's what I
forever.
take from that song. I take from that song where it's like, hey, look, yeah, this is shitty. This is a hard time, but there are things to be happy about. And so find that and be happy in that.
That's fair.
Yes, sir.
Remember, you got something? Because I gotta think about it.
A song that pulled me out of any kind of mood. It, like I said, it depends really on the mood. Like you saying, like all day. It could be like if I'm in like a bad mood,
Mhm.
like I'll throw on like uh I don't know. It depends, really. Like I said, like if I'm not in like if I'm in like a depressive kind of state, I'd be throwing like some Screwly G or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay.
Like, uh, if I'm in like a ready to go type of mood, I'll throw on some Juice. I throw Juice on for a lot of my anything. You know what I mean? Like I throw like that one song though that like you know what I mean. If I'm going through it for a minute, you know what I mean. I'll throw on
Mhm.
like what is it? Sometimes that was a good one.
Mm.
Um, Condone It. Honestly, before Condone It ever dropped, that was probably one of my like number one favorite songs on SoundCloud. Like that was a big song. Like I don't know, I love that one. But when it
There's
finally dropped and Benny ended up butchering it kinda, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Benny Blanco kind of butchered it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like Max Lord would have did his thing, and no disrespect to Benny on that, but I mean,
yo.
Max Lord would have handled that like a professional. I'm telling you, that whole
Hey,
album would have just been.
I'm still by Juice World. That song gets me. That is my I'm flipping the middle fingers to the world song. Like
Yeah,
I
I
like
love
because
that.
he's like, hey, I'm still here. Like you thought this was gonna break me, but I'm still here. Like
Yo, I loved Feeling too. Feeling was a good one too. I got a feeling. Mark
yeah,
Yo, that was a fire one too. Death Race for Love was just a great album, but you know,
I've been really playing Man at the Garden a lot because you know what's crazy there
what's
and
that?
then and again I don't care who judges me for this or not, but Kendrick has at least Kendrick has at least one song per album that I've heard that makes me cry. And Man at the Garden made me cry because he talked about everything he been through and at the end and his main point was, hey, I deserve it all. And the part at the end of the song that gets me is at the end when he says where he basically says, tell me why you think you deserve the greatest of all time. Which is him
Right.
basically saying, like, hey, I've laid out my case for why
Valid.
I am the
That's very
greatest.
valid. I like that.
Yeah.
And
I might have to go back on that one.
the other one that got me on the last album, Mr. Morale, was Mother I Sober.
Mm.
Hmm.
And then before that one, Pride really got me. I didn't expect Pride to get me. And before that, I did not expect Mortal Man and Keisha's song. Keisha's song had me in tears
Yeah.
because I was so
I mean, a
devastated.
chokehold.
I was so devastated for Keisha. So devastated. Yeah, but those are like I
Not
said,
Keisha.
dude.
Keisha,
Like I said, I don't
Keisha,
know how.
please.
He's got one song on each album, and I never know when it's gonna happen. And I'm like, what's this?
Especially when you put it on shuffle.
Every
Right.
time.
Right. Right.
He said, it could be the
I
first
think
song, it could be the third song.
exactly could be the last song. I think when I'm like in a mood,
Mhm.
there's a song called "Slap" by Ludacris.
Hey,
Um,
I
it's
already hip to that. That fire.
that's one of the funniest yet like real ass song. Um, there's another song on that album too. I think that was
Relapse therapy. Or release
yes,
therapy.
yes,
Release therapy.
yes.
Release
Release
therapy.
Therapy. There you go.
Yep.
It's called. Oh my god, I'm blinking out.
Oh,
Hold on.
what's the
No,
melody? I could tell you.
the one where he's like,
I
little
grew
Henry was
up.
9 years old. Um,
Runaway Love.
yes, Runaway Love. Oh my God, how did I forget that? How did I forget
Yeah.
that?
With Mary J.
Yo,
Blige. Yep.
with Mary J. Yo, with
Absolute
Mary J.
bop.
That. Yo, so that's a song that'll get you in your feels. Because it's about sexual abuse, and I know I have so many friends and family that's been through that. So that always like pulls on the heartstrings. One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey and Boys to Men will pull on the heartstrings. Because it reminds me of my grandmother. So that will get me in that kind of mood. Um, This is not all going to be sad, I promise. But one more is Sun Comes Down by Chance the Rapper.
I do like that.
Okay, okay.
If you ever get a chance to listen to that song, so for me, that first verse reminds me of my uncle. That's like the verse that I like dedicated to him when he passed away. Excuse me. So yeah, but there, and then there's your classics, right? Like I can bump in the entire Miseducation of Lauryn Hill at any given day, right? One of the greatest albums of all time. Um, if not, Apple just said, what was that last year, the year before? They were like, that
Yeah.
song is the greatest album of all time. Um, you can always go to like the Blueprint. You can go to the Black Album by Jay Z. You can go to the Space Jam soundtrack. Like if I listen to Hit 'Em High, like that'll get me hype as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
or 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? Like, there's too many songs that I can really name, and that goes all the way back to like um to Luther Vandross, to Stevie Wonder, to Earth, Wind and Fire, to the Supremes, to you can go Rick James. Like there are so many different artists that's influenced. I think my selection of music and taste that there's too many to name, and I think that goes for like majority of us, right? Like
Absolutely.
Remy was talking about being so eclectic. There's a word y'all need to look up. Being so
Yeah,
eclectic
right.
of with different genres. So like I can listen to Florida Georgia Line. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I will
The
go out
Maroon
of my way
Fives
to
and
listen to Metallica. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? Like side note,
Slipknot.
the Black Album with Metallica. That's another one that I would go to. Master of Puppets by Metallica. Like Ride the
Push and
Lightning.
Morgan Wallen.
Like yeah, like
Yeah.
I think the best thing about that type of question is that music is so broad and it's so expansive that you can really give any given answer to any on any given day.
Oh, exactly.
Kyle got to the whole point of the question.
That's
My
it. I
bad.
love that. I love
No, no,
that.
that was perfect
Hit
though.
the
That's
nail
all I
on the
wanted.
head, my guy. Beep beep
Kyle
right
got to
there.
the root of the question. Like, was just what exactly does music mean to you, and like where everyone finds their inspiration from with music, because it hits everybody differently.
Right.
Like
One song will mean something different to anybody.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
for me, like I don't know what it is. I just don't connect with country. But I enjoyed Beyonce's country album. But I
Yeah.
just don't connect with
Did you
country.
hear Posties? Posties?
I liked I had some help, but generally
Yeah,
speaking,
no,
like
that was a good one. That was a good one. There's another one too he had with him on there too. There was a couple songs on there
when he
that
did
that
with
was all
Teddy
right.
Swims, I liked, but I like Teddy Swims.
Yeah. Nah, I hear that. He had a couple. He had the legends on there though. So you know what I mean. He definitely,
Mhm.
I give him props for that because he made a big change for that. You know, to switch over to country genre. It's
Like,
respectable, you know, because he always wanted to do country. He just hopped into the rap scene just because it was lucrative and it was taking off. Everybody was loving rap at the moment, and you know what I mean. With the streaming just blowing up and becoming a bigger thing, you know, he ran with it.
yeah, I mean, go get your money. I mean, him and Miley,
Yeah.
they went and got their money. So.
Yeah, he got way more fans too off of it because, like, I mean, obviously, like a lot more. I feel like a lot more people listen to like, you know what I mean, the rap because there's different rap genres and there's like
Yeah.
subcategories and stuff like that. It's way more expansive, but it's like, you know what I mean, to take what you already built, your little empire, and then dragging it over here to a whole nother theme to start up a whole nother genre. That's big. That's a big thing, and it's respectable, you know, because it takes a lot, and a lot of people are gonna criticize you no matter what. At the end of the day, whether you do good with it or you do bad with it, but how you feel about it is the only thing that really matters. So honestly, like shout out to him for that. Like, that's a big thing.
Hey, I mean, no, but like what you said there is important because end of the day, we come into this world alone. We're going out of this world solo. As morbid as that sounds, it's the truth. And so I feel like at the end of the day, as long I always encourage people to chase joy, not happiness, because happiness
Yeah.
depends on your circumstance and situation, and joy is a lot harder for you to let people steal.
Right.
And
Right.
so chase your joy. As long as you're not abusing people or torturing animals and
As long
stuff,
as you're not
whatever
hurting nobody,
joy,
you know? Right.
whatever brings you joy, go do
Right.
You just just slowly pan off screen.
it. Yo, that's crazy.
He's
All
just
right.
slowly like
Right.
While we're on the subject of music, what was y'all's favorite music moment, I guess, of 2024?
It's the rap beef. I mean, I feel like there's nothing else. Like it has to be Kendrick and Drake. Like that's the hottest thing that happened.
Yeah,
See,
he got me there. He definitely for sure.
see
They was
that
going back
one.
and forth the whole year. That was crazy. Even before that though, they were throwing subs at each other before, so it's like,
Mhm.
for them
Yeah,
to keep
but
dragging it out, it's just crazy to see what it's come to,
for me, it was like
Pretty
it
much
was
ended
good.
Drake's whole career.
Just about. He's now lawsuit boy.
Insane, bro.
Right. It was also like the release times of all of the discs. Like we've never had that in hip hop before, where it was a week, then it dropped, then the
Days
song
apart.
dropped, then it dropped. Right,
Hours
2 weeks
apart.
later, then hours apart, then minutes apart. Like what is happening? And an album drops. Like, bruh.
It was the most insane thing. Cause like when Nas and Jay-Z were beefing, hold on, give me 1 second.
Oh, that was a crazy time too.
Yo, Ether and Takeover. Jeez.
Yup. Or when 50 and Kanye had their little, it wasn't even beef really, but with their little competition with the album sales when they first just
Yup.
switched over to the CDs,
Yup.
when they started counting
Or,
what was it, the digital streams?
right,
Nah, but
right. Or
but like with Nas and Jay-Z, the crazy part was you take over. Now I had to do my research obviously because I was like a child when this was actually going down. But Takeover dropped. Nas actually didn't respond to Takeover until almost 6 months later. Like
yeah, until
like
Illmatic.
Jay-Z thought he had
Still
that
mad.
one, and then you get Ether, and I'm like, yo, you know how pissed I would be if for anyone that's watching this stream, if you have not heard Takeover or like by Jay-Z or Ether
By
by
Nas.
Nas, what you got to do is you got to listen to them back to back. You listen to Takeover first, and then you listen to Ether,
And then you
and
Yep.
listen to Super Ugly.
then I want you to imagine you thinking you won. You are doing your victory lap for 6 months. You doing all
We
this
having
dancing and all
parades.
that stuff, and then you just get smoked.
And then the album
Like
of the year, he said the song of the year drops and your career's over.
the fact that they
Right.
patched it up is great, and they're cool with each other now, which is great. Kendrick and Drake will not be doing that anytime soon.
Nope.
once
Definitely not.
you call someone a wife beater and you call someone a PDF file,
Oh Lord.
there's no piecing it up.
There's no
You're
coming
enemies.
back from that.
This, this,
Yeah.
this is
Quiet.
our generation's Nas and not Nas. This is our generation's 50 Cent and Ja Rule.
Oh
They,
Lord. They don't know nothing about that.
The only sad part is that Drake doesn't know how to be petty. The man bought out tickets to Kendrick's show, and Kendrick decided to take in Toronto. And Kendrick was like, you know what? I'm just going to do the show for free. Wow, Drake, you suck. You suck
like
at this.
You remember because he tried to copy 50 Cent, who did that to Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Ja
Which is
Rule, he ended up
hilarious.
buying all his tickets at his show, and nobody showed up. So
And he said he
he
bought
was
it
all
off
big.
Groupon. He said the first 4 rows. He bought the first 4 rows off Groupon. What? The
Wild.
disrespect is
That's
real.
crazy work right there.
But
The
like
show, the disrespect is
that,
real.
like, you know what's crazy? As much as 50 Cent, well, 50 Cent bullied Ja Rule, but as much as 50 Cent and Eminem bullied Ja Rule, you know what Ja Rule never did? Turned around and sued either of them.
Yeah, you know why? Because he got sued because of Firefest. He was in no position to sue nobody.
Nah, bro, listen, in case y'all haven't heard it, have y'all heard people just
Firefest too.
found people just found Smack You, Eminem's diss song to Suge Knight and Ja Rule. People are just finding that.
Oh, yo,
Really?
that's hilarious.
So
Honestly,
anyone that was on SoundCloud back in the day, you've already heard that song.
of course.
But like people are just like now finding it, and like people are like, I've had people over the week going, "Hey, have you heard this song?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Like it just dropped last week.
Badly.
I'm
Like
sitting here and I'm
madly.
I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know, Eminem is up there with a list of rappers I would never in my wildest dreams try to go at. Like I would never.
Nah, Eminem's crazy. I never ever would I ever. You gotta give respect to where it's due, and that man right there, Eminem's one of the hardest working rappers in the industry, and
Yep.
man, all the
So
adversities he's gone through. Salute to him for that.
for
Only
real,
person that's ever beat him in a battle is Mariah Carey.
barely.
Yo,
Dude,
you
she
know
Barely.
bodied
how?
him with that obsessed with me. She bodied him.
Nah,
Oh my god, that was crazy. She's a
She got
villain
him.
for that. It was villainous.
yeah, Obsessed is probably one of the greatest diss records of all time. Like, let's be.
Word. Put
Um,
him in his feelings real quick.
but so here's my question to you guys while we're on the topic of battles.
Yeah.
Who would you want to see in a versus? So like for me, and I've heard this before somewhere else. So there's two. But no person is in my head. I want to do Busta and Missy, which
Okay.
would never happen,
Kyle said Busted and Missy.
or do Busta and Luda.
Busted who?
Ooh, Bustin'
Ludacris?
Ludacris.
What?
Oh,
That would be a crazy one, honestly. That
that's
would be a good one.
That, that
that's
would be
crazy.
insane.
Like going
I
hit for
would
hit.
like
Oh
that.
man.
Who else would I want? Who would I want in a versus? Um, I would very much like Nas and J. Cole, just because
Ooh,
they,
that'd be
they
fire.
are because Nas has referred to J. Cole as the him of J. Cole's generation, and J. Cole highly respects Nas so much that he made a song "Let Nas Down."
Right.
And Nas made a
Right.
response to it. So like I feel like the two of them have a good enough discography to where, I mean, I'm biased because Nas is my favorite rapper of all time, but I still think Nas takes the edge over it. But I think J. Cole has enough of a discography to at least compete.
I don't know about. I don't know about that.
2014 Forest Hills Drive. You don't think it
Yeah,
competes with the songs on
It could compete a
Stillmatic?
little bit.
that,
You don't think it
Yeah.
that
competes
album
with
alone.
Stillmatics?
No, wait, hold on, wait, no,
What
I'm
about
agreeing
Friday
with
Night
you,
Lights?
dude. Oh,
Like that
Phenomenal.
would be a very fun versus. I feel like I think Nas takes the edge slightly, but I think it's a fun one.
KOD? Are you crazy?
Yeah,
KOD is crazy, bro.
that would be a
I had
fun.
that
It would be
album on. Man, I used to bump that in my car every day.
Yo, me
Every
too.
day.
especially because it'd be live and like
Motivate.
like
Motivate.
Bruh, bruh, I was going through it when Kevin's Heart came out. I was,
Yo, she were number one. Yo,
bro,
that
that
shit my
song he did
shit,
with
yo.
on the side,
She gives
and
me
that shit,
words.
that
I
that
shit
get the
feature
urge from the
that
blood. I
feature
get to
he
spend
did.
what I want.
He was a
somebody,
feature with
it's the island.
Get the money around. My girl, she got a diploma.
he was a feature with Joyner Lucas on the song called Your Heart, where Joyner
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Lucas.
yeah, yeah.
Also, if anyone has not heard Joyner Lucas, you're missing out because
Oh,
his
big time.
his
Shout out Joyner. He's
storytelling
from Massachusetts, too.
his storytelling is
Oh,
just
sorry,
so
sorry.
compelling. Like the song that I first saw from him was Ross Cappuccioni, where he tells the same story from two different perspectives, and like that's his bag. And
Hmm.
honestly, I know Nas was the originator of telling the story from different perspectives and telling it
Whoa,
backwards.
whoa, sir. I don't know
Phenomenal.
about originator. Let's not forget Slick Rick.
I said one of, not
Slick
the
Rick,
originator,
yes,
but one
sir.
of.
Yes, sir. Slick
Slick
Rick.
I'm about
Rick.
to
Hold up.
say
Slick Rick is one of the
Uh,
greatest storytellers of all time.
yes,
facts.
sir.
Because I mean,
I like that joint.
Even Nas says, like, Nas gives Slick Rick his flowers in his song. In his song, "You Made Nas Proud," which is his response to J. Cole's "Let Nas Down." He talks about how Slick Rick, without like Slick Rick and Pac, there would be no Nas.
That's valid.
I also loved his Death Row East song that was on
Yep.
one of
Yep.
his more recent albums,
Yep.
where he talked about, where he basically was like, "Hey, this East Coast West Coast thing that you guys think is such a huge rivalry and was such a big like life or death thing, like, nah, we were really trying to patch this up. Like,
Right.
we
Right.
were not trying to exacerbate anything." And he's just like, "Yeah, y'all don't know the story. Y'all have it wrong." It's the next question. What are y'all's what's y'all's favorite album of 2024? Doesn't matter the genre. Genre doesn't matter.
Favorite album?
Mm.
I'd have to say, like my favorite album for all of 24.
Yep.
So that's a tough one. I got a couple favorite albums. I don't know.
Okay.
I'd be
I'll expand it. Give me your top 5 if you got
all
5.
right. That's kind of easy. So, um, Legends, Mo 3. I liked
Okay.
Party Never Ends, Juice World. Yeah, Party Never Ends, Juice World. Um, I'll say Mutt Leon Thomas. What am I at 3? Yeah, yes, sir. You already know. Jeez. You got me stumped on this one. I thought I had it all set up, but only had 3 so far. Ooh, like I said, you know what? I gotta say that No Cap Before I Disappear. Yep. And then there was a Rilo album too that dropped. What was that one?
Let's see. Give me 1 second.
I want to say it was Oh no, it didn't drop last year. No, he only dropped singles last year. But yeah, no, honestly, he had a good single. He had a couple good singles. I
Let's
guess
see.
I guess you could hit me with the top 3, top 3, top 4. You know what I'm saying? I honestly, it's
Okay.
hard to pick the 5th one.
Let's
'Cause,
see. I
like
got
I had so many good albums that I just had on repeat all year. You know.
which one's
Right.
I got in this is in no order for me.
Low key,
GN
Future had a good one though too. Mixtape Pluto.
Let's see. I got GNX,
Mhm.
Chromacopia, Algorithm by Lucky Day, Alligator Bites Never Heal from Dochi, and
Yep.
the last one is I'm looking at because I'm trying to remember I want to make sure I have the right title of their album. Oh, Things Are Different Now by Rain City Drive. And my honorable mention is Dayseeker, Dark Sun.
Mm.
Those are the last 2 are alternate rock bands.
All right. I also have to look through it. GNX is definitely up there. Everything I Thought It Was, Justin Timberlake is up there. Um, God, I'm trying to think. Um,
2004.
Geez, I'm trying to think who else's albums I was listening to. Um, GNX, everything I was.
Sleepy Hollow dropped last year too. That was one of the albums I was thinking of.
There was, excuse me. Was it? Oh, the Death of Slim Shady was dope.
Yeah,
I
see,
was
listen,
bumping that.
doing the whole year is tough.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was doing listening back
Fire.
for a while. Um, those are the like top three off the top of my head right now. Sorry, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. But yeah, I would say those three.
Okay, that's not bad. Let's see. I'm trying to think. We have we have those ones. Which one? Give me 1 second. Let's see. Oh, and then I said, this is true. What's your what would be you guys' top there's a lot of music, so I'll say top 10 songs of 2024 regardless of genre.
God,
Jeez.
that's
Jeez.
too much, bro. It's too much.
You want
It's
five?
too.
Yeah, that was a little
I'll give
overboard.
you
I could hold
I'll give you
you.
I'll give you five. I'll give you
I don't
five.
even know. I think I got five. There's a song called Naruto Sasuke. Um, I can't think of the artist off the top of my head, but they go back and forth as if they are Naruto and Sasuke
Oh,
from
yeah, I
Naruto.
know what you're talking about.
Yo, that shit
You
is
can
so
just beat it
fire.
with the shit again.
That shit.
Shoving gun on me, but I'm at the battle. Yeah, that one. I
Yes,
know that one.
yes, yes. Coming through something, you know that we got it. Yo, that's that. Oh,
What's that
that song
called?
is so
Yeah,
good.
Naruto and
Naruto
Sasuke.
Sasuke.
I know which
Okay,
one you're
okay.
talking about. I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
I have to
his
keep that
flow is
on.
so crazy. Um,
Oh, word. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I
yeah,
got
that song is bananas.
you. That one is
Uh, God, bro, there's too many. There's too much. There's too much.
man.
And you want me to think of it off the top of my head? Like, shit. Uh, I'm trying to think of what Kendrick song. Um, oh God, there's a song on that album that a lot of people don't like, and I fucking like. There's a part where like one dude gets on and literally like just the four bars like
Oh,
gets me every
Peekaboo.
time.
Peekaboo?
Yes, yes.
Piccolo. He said some wild shit.
Now when he, oh God, I gotta think of the actual like lyric because he went off.
So let's see. Hold on. Let me be back.
But yeah, there's a lot. That's a lot.
I know. That's why it's great. That's why I love the whole question because it's
Roman
beautiful and
Reigns theme song.
crazy that's in my top 24.
It should be. It should be. That shit is fire.
It's on my Spotify playlist. My top, look, it's because it's on my gym playlist, so
Yeah,
it gets
this
played
shit
all
is
the time.
amazing. This shit,
It,
shit is amazing.
uh,
Yeah, there's too much.
Piccolo.
Imagination by Justin Timberlake. Song's amazing.
It was so hard for me to be a Justin Timberlake fan after what happened with Janet. Like, I just
I don't give a damn. It's a titty. Like,
nah,
like,
her career got
ooh, you
torpedoed
never
off
seen this
that.
titty. Please, please. Janet will
Hey,
always be the legend.
yeah, but listen, bro, her career got torpedoed on that.
Yeah, yeah,
All right,
it's a titty.
all right, all right. I got you. Hold on, I got my five.
Okay.
So again, in no order, Fist Bump by Duran Bernard because it's amazing. Answer Your Phone by Leon Thomas because it's off the Mud album and it's amazing. Um, Not Like Us because that was my number one song for the year. And then So I'm at 3. And then TV off because I will always shout mustard at the top of my lungs. And then number 5, it's definitely got to be I got to make sure that this song was actually like in 2024 because I just listen. I played it a lot. I just got to make sure it was actually written in 2024. You know what? Even if it wasn't, "Handstand" by Doja Cat, because that song is just real freak nasty, and it's so funny. It's so funny. Like it's just so stupid.
I'm mad I didn't put Not Like Us on the list. Like that's definitely on there for sure.
Oh, I'll be out
For
here.
sure. Has to
Hey.
be.
Yo,
Yeah,
listen.
definitely.
That was the song of the summer. That man got put on the Summer Jam screen.
This is song of the year. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm. He gonna be sick at the Super Bowl.
Yo, Super Bowl this year is going to be insane. Like just the performance alone.
Man really thought that suing was gonna stop it from being a
Man, the
hit.
fuck? Like, shut up.
What? Like, what are
Like,
we doing? What are we doing? We're
it's just,
suing. That's what we do. We sue over hip hop.
and then he ended up putting more eyes on the song. Like, dumbass.
Well, and then he also did the the dumbest thing you can do is sue the reactors that are reacting to the channel because you
Right.
know what a lot of the big music reaction channels did? They then showed the audience the screen of which of their videos is monetized.
Yep.
And the crazy part is all of their Drake ones were monetized. So that means his lawyer's claim of UMG only monetizing certain videos is just
Right.
untrue. And I'm like,
Right.
you're dumb. You can't be this stupid. Like he
Yeah,
just doesn't have
exactly.
good people in his circle. Because if he had really good friends, they'd have told him like, "Hey, you should probably just take a chill pill
Right.
and
Right.
go invest in some music or something."
Yeah, sit down for a little while because you're striking out, sir. You're striking out hard. Um,
Oh, okay. I think Remy's gonna have trouble getting back in here. But while Kyle and I have the audience here, I would just like to take the time out to say that mental health is so important. It is super important. And now again, this is no slight to anyone, and I don't want women to feel forgotten, but men, you need to take better care of your mental health. You need to take more charge of your mental health. And I say
absolutely.
that because the suicide rates for men is actually still pretty high. It's way too high. Even one is way too high. And there is no shame in reaching out for help. The people around you would much rather you be around for them to help you than being at your funeral. The people around you want to help you as best as they can. So whether you are whether you are struggling emotionally, mentally, financially, or all the above, there is no shame in reaching out and getting help.
Also, remember that you are not the only person going through it. I know whenever we're going through trauma or just any type of hardships, excuse me, in our lives, we tend to forget that there are other people that are going through, if not the same, something similar that you're going through. Um, Also, don't, especially our men of color, don't be afraid to cry. Crying is very important to your psyche. It's very important for your emotional health. is very important for your mental health. Crying releases. It's a release. And it's okay. You're not gonna be looked on as weak. You know, it's not about being weak. It shows more strength if you are able to tap into those emotions. So remember that, just like Dre
Services
said,
like
mental health. Yeah,
Oh,
dropped out.
yeah, you
But yeah, so just make sure you try your best to seek help if you need to. Remember, there are always ears who are willing to listen. If you feel like you have nobody in your circle, feel free to reach out to Dre. Feel free to reach out to me. We have ears for you.
Yeah, look, man, that's that's the root of it all. That's where it all is. Like I said, this podcast was started to help people and change the narrative around conversations of mental health, and you know, that's the reason that Different Angle was created as well. Kyle and
Sure.
Rodney have done a great job, and in fact, their podcast was one of the big inspirations behind this one getting started, because them opening up a conversation about mental health and being comfortable, being vulnerable is very, very commendable, and it more people need to do that. And whether and like this podcast is meant to show how it's less so much about what affects your mental health. It's more about the things that surround it and how you use your surroundings in order to benefit yourself.
Right.
So for a lot of people with fitness, fitness goes a long way with your mental health. Being active, the endorphins, everything. There's a lot of studies, a lot of research. We've been 39 episodes of this. Like at this point, I feel like everybody knows that fitness and mental health are just forever linked. That's just
right.
the way.
For sure.
Well, since we're gonna roll on up out of here slowly, Kyle, tell the people where they can find you.
Nowhere. I am officially nowhere. I don't want you to look for me. I don't want you to find me. I don't want you to talk to me. No. Sorry, excuse me. You can find me at Mr. Marvel 87 on Instagram and X. Please go check out the old episodes of the Four Corners of Commentary on YouTube. That would be under the Council of Commentary. Check out A Different Angle on CBD Podcast and PRN.live. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Love you, bro.
Yes. All love for you as well, man. We are always happy to have you here for sure. Like,
I appreciate
this
you
has
having me.
been fun. This has been fun. And shout out to my number one song of 2020. We getting up out of here. Anyways, I'm Dre, host of the Aim High podcast. Also, check out the other podcasts on the TDB Multimedia Network. That would be the Sucio Boys podcast, Sucio Sports podcast, A Different Angle, Shogun Soccer Sit Down, Four Corners of Commentary, and of course the Drelax podcast. 2025, we're having a great time. We're going up from here. Tap it or get left behind. I'm Dre. I'm getting them out the way. Y'all have a good one.